On one hand, last time on the channel, I introduced her to you, the MT SPX. It's also true that there are still a few little updates in the garage that I need to tell you about. She is my new quote-unquote S1000XR, which as you can see has left behind the canary yellow to go for a new look. The graphics, that black and yellow one that we've really kept for many years and that you've liked since the very beginning. So you can imagine the psychological pressure I felt from you when creating this graphic. Thank you, many of you have already seen it. At EICMA, almost all of the feedback was positive. A good 99%, that 1% remained attached to the yellow, which unfortunately has now left us. I'm sure that even the most skeptical, once they get used to it, will get accustomed to the new colors of the new livery made together with Jury Design. By the way, I want to thank him because he worked really hard together with me so that I could bring both her and the MT SPX to EICMA for you. With really tight deadlines, still doing an excellent job. Anyone paying attention during the brief B-roll introduction I just showed will have noticed that the seat is no longer the original one, but rather the new one from the 2024 model. You should know that it alone cost almost as much as all the meters of film that had to be purchased to completely redo the graphics from scratch on the XR. So, a purchase that I wouldn't exactly call cheap, but it takes the comfort of this motorcycle to a new level. At BMW, they realized the seat on the 2020-2023 model wasn't really that comfortable, especially in the rider's seating area. It had a really annoying spoon-shaped effect, which could only be partially fixed by having it repadded and reupholstered. The more observant among you may have also noticed the new color of the calipers. That's why this video won't be the usual presentation where I show you the new graphics and explain the design choices behind them. But unfortunately, like every so-called artist, I'm not fully satisfied with my creation. And in fact, despite the perfect paint job that Giulio did on these calipers that used to be fluorescent yellow, do you remember? I definitely decided to switch and slightly change the color scheme to make it stand out a bit more. Because after all, it's an aftermarket component that I added later, replacing the original one. So I want to highlight this thing. So, Niccolo, what are we doing in today's video? That's easy to answer. We need to completely drain the front brake lines of the oil we put in a little while ago before taking it to the fair. That way we can remove the caliper and take it back to Giulio so he can repaint it with the new color scheme. But it's not just the calipers that will change. In fact, the guys from CNC Racing sent me a package that's going to make quite a difference. The overall look of this area of the engine. But to tell you about today's adventure, I want to be a bit bold with the filming. And I'm going to use a very small and super versatile camera, the Insta-Go 3, and the advice I give you is to also check the description because you'll probably find some Black Friday deals. Reserved for the full Insta360 range. Calipers finally disassembled. We're ready to get dressed, put on the helmet, take the bike and bring them to Giulio. Clearly it's been a while since we took it, so gas while I refuel. Guys, I want to go deeper into this topic. Insta360, because until December 5th, you'll find several products from their range at a big discount. Like the X4, which is the camera I'm using to record the 360, discounted from $559 to $475. euros the X3, which is the previous model of this 360 from 479 to 369. And the Ace Pro, which is this one here, the action cam I use for helmet shots from 449 to 329. Really a great deal. If you want to unlock these deals and get a few extra gifts, my advice is to visit the link I leave for you below in the description. There's no need to add discount codes because the link is automatic by accessing the Insta360 website through that link. You'll also get extra gifts which vary depending on the product and the bundle you choose. But it's definitely something extra, free, which is never a bad thing. Do you want to know what made me completely switch camera brands and start using only Insta? The fact that you press the button and they start recording. I know that everything I wanted to record is right there. Another absolutely crucial point is the battery life. For me, since this is my job and I record a lot, it's essential. With Insta, I found a compromise. Now I record a lot and only need a few batteries. Oh my, the highway with the hypermotard is the most uncomfortable thing in the world. And here we are, the Jules. Jules, the science. So, you kind of hate me a little, I know, but I brought them back to you. All nice and clean already.
But do they know the story about the tongs, or?
What story?
Didn't you say anything?
That they were yellow.
Yes, that we painted them.
Exactly, yes, they know, that's it.
Here they are. Wow, you didn't even scratch them.
Nothing, perfect, I did well.
Yeah, so Verdi.
Oh, no, these have to become, as we said, and let's write the little note.
Perfect.
And while we're waiting for Giulio to finish repainting the calipers following the chosen colors, we don't waste any time and proceed with changing the clutch cover. And at this point, you'll ask me, Nicolo, why did you...
Did you start dating Pamela?
No, that wasn't the question. Probably what I was trying to tell him is, Nicolo, why are you taking everything apart? You know you just closed everything up. It's because sometimes not everything turns out perfectly. In fact, I was an idiot. Because even the GNC instructions mention a gasket. That's how it is. That to do this job, I even got a specific black silicone paste for making the gaskets. I was prepared, but in the end I just removed the cover and there was no gasket. No, the gasket was there and here it is. It's just that it was really stuck on and very thin, so it seemed like it wasn't there. So before causing any damage and letting all the hot oil spill everywhere on the counter, messing up everything I have, I decided to take everything apart again and do the job properly. Removing the release bearing from the clutch pack is more complicated than the rest of the job. Incredible gentlemen, now that we have the cover in our hands again, I'll go ahead and clean it. I'll apply the black silicone gasket and probably also place the original gasket so everything is set up perfectly. And we also have time to let it dry since the black paste needs to dry before starting the engine. And with this final torque tightening, everything is finally back in place. Now all that's left is to give it a good cleaning, then try to start it and hope we don't see any leaks. It's been a while since the last clip, more precisely a couple of days, and in the meantime I also went to Giulio's to pick up the calipers. Look here guys, what a job. We have the exact same color that we have here and on the rest of the livery. Let me know what you think about it. For me, but they are spectacular. There's only one thing left to do, which is to start up the bike, hoping we don't go deaf from the overall roar. The neighbors will hate me, I know. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'd say we can wait a few minutes, just enough time for the engine to warm up, and then go check if there's actually any oil leaking around the newly installed crankcase. In the meantime, look at this. What a sight with the entire clutch in full view. It's definitely something else, I'd say. Really precise work done by the book. Anyway, changing a crankcase was quite enough. It was a piece of cake, so I was pretty sure I could do it without messing anything up, but you never know. As you saw, I was about to do something stupid. Here, everything seems fine. There are no leaks. He's getting really dirty with the oil, which as the engine warms up and reaches temperature, it rises. Oh my God, the stench is so bad, I had to turn it off. I'm getting poisoned in here. In fact though, then it moves the air a bit with the fans because it's really crazy. All that's left for me is to say goodbye. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about the new graphics B and the choice of colors on the calipers. Did you prefer the black with purple or the way I did it now, so purple with the silver lettering? But above all, let me know if you also like the new clutch cover with the exposed clutch from my friends at CNC Racing. Remember to check the description for Insta360 discounts available until December 5th. That's all from Fracture Verde. I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.